seem like the type to love 'em, leave 'em, and disappear right after the song. So give me the night to show you, hold you. Don't leave me out here dancing alone.
So hi, I'm Laijin Borday. The topic that I will discuss you today is all about fundamentals of curriculum design. Building on Peter Oliva's 10 actions for curriculum design. As we begin to discuss about curriculum designing, all teachers need to know the different actions or theorems regarding curriculum as presented by Gordon W., Taylor R., and Oliva P. in 2019. So here are the 10 actions about curriculum that teachers need as reminders. First, we have curriculum change is inevitable, necessary, and desirable. Earlier, it was stated that one of the characteristics of curriculum is its being dynamic. Teachers should respond to the changes that occur in schools and in their context. So there is always changes of curriculum. Curriculum is a dynamic process. Like example that we have a K-12 right now. Before the K-12 implement, dapat ay mga past curriculum at that are those primary, secondary, and tertiary. Sa curriculum is like the same as sa atong generation. If ang generation is there's something involved or like example sa atong technology. So naa natay mga common high-tech gadgets. So also sa atong curriculum is magka-changes po na siya, and that is an example that we need to adapt because that is better future. So that is an meaning of curriculum change is necessary, inevitable, and desirable. Second is curriculum is a product of its time. A relevant curriculum should respond to changes brought about by current social forces, philosophical positions, psychological principles, new knowledge, and educational reforms. So as we live to the society that we live in, we need to respond to our environment. Like example, sa wala pa niabot ang COVID-19, we usually go to our classes because that our responsibility. But when the COVID-19 came, everything was changed and we continue our class by answering modules or through online forms. So that is an example of we need to respond to our environment. Third is curriculum changes made earlier can exist concurrently with newer curriculum changes. A revision in curriculum starts and ends slowly. So teachers can be challenged on how to handle the situations if there's another curriculum that implement. Like example, if ang K-12 is ma-phased out, there will be another curriculum nga ma-implement. Fourth is curriculum change depends on people who will implement the change. Teachers who will implement the curriculum should be involved in its development. Hence, should know how to design a curriculum. So here, si teacher is dapat ma-achieve niya ang intended learning outcomes or objectives, or dapat niya ma-hook ang mga interest sa students, like magamit siya o mga effective strategies or teaching method in which is mag-long last and also mag-excel ang mga performance sa mga students. Fifth is curriculum development is a cooperative group activity. Any change in the curriculum should involve a broad range of stakeholders to gain their understanding, support, and input. So, everything changes in the curriculum, dapat ma-involve ang mga stakeholders like si teachers, students, and facilitators. Also, if naay mga changes nga mahitabo sa curriculum is kailangan siya og help or ma-involve ang mga curriculum developer para dili ma-fail ang mga curriculum changes. So 6 is curriculum development is a decision-making process making from choices of alternatives. A curriculum developer or designer must decide what to teach. So this part is very essential kasi teacher is mao siya ang maghimo sa mga content kung unsa ang iyang i-include or what plans best serve to the students. So dapat diri ang part is ma-assure niya nga ang tanan mga students is na may equal opportunity para matuto. 7 is curriculum development is an ongoing process. As the needs of learners change, as society changes, and as new knowledge and technology appear, the curriculum must change. So, curriculum is like our generation. If ang ato ang generation is lots of changes, also pod ang curriculum which is gina-examine, gina-process kung unsa pa may mas effective or mas unsa pa may mo develop sa mga students for our better future, kung unsa pa may mas makatabang sa students in which is mo develop ang ilang learning and also the teaching method of the teachers. So 8, curriculum development is more effective. It is a comprehensive process rather than a piecemeal. A curriculum design should be based on a careful plan, should carefully establish intended outcomes, support resources and needed time available, and should equip teaching staff pedagogically. So, before gina-implement ang curriculum is gina-research pa yun nila if kana ba nga curriculum is makahelp ba sa students para dili pud masayang ang curriculum. In which, kapag ma-agree na ang curriculum is suportahan din sila sa government which is gina-pay nila ang mga books, mga needed sa mga teachers. So, before nila gamiton to mga needed materials. So 9 is curriculum development is more effective when it follows a systematic process. A curriculum design is composed of desired outcomes, subject matter, content complement with references, set of procedures, needed materials, and resources and evaluation procedure which can be placed in a matrix. So, mailhan lang nato ang curriculum is effective kapag nakafollow siya sa systematic process and also ma-answer aton mga questions nga who will be taught, what will be taught, and how will be taught. And last is curriculum development starts from where the curriculum is. Curriculum designers and planners should begin with existing curriculum. An existing design is a good starting point for any teacher who plans to enhance and enrich a curriculum. So, we should be thankful to the curriculum developing members nga sila ang nagpa-improve sa ato ang curriculum that we have right now. Elements or components of a curriculum design. Behavioral objectives or intended learning outcomes, ILO. Begin with the end in view. It is the reasons for undertaking the learning lesson from the lesson's point of view. So we all know that we are familiar of objectives. Kay mo ni siya ato ang ginapakita sa mga students and also mo ni siya ang nasa lesson plan. So ang objectives is necessary before ka mag-start sa imong discussion. Dapat ang imong objectives is mapakita nimo siya sa imong students para ma-aware sila kung unsa ilang mabalan at the end of the discussion. Like example, if ang imong objectives is at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to identify the simple parts of the flowers. So, after the discussion, si students is ma-identify na nila kung unsa to mga parts sa simple flowers. So, that's an example of objectives. Second, content or subject matter. Subject matter should be relevant to the outcomes of the curriculum. Subject matter should be appropriate to the level of the lesson unit. Subject matter should be up to date and, if possible, should reflect current knowledge and concepts. Subject matter should follow the principle of basics. So, content matter is muna siya ang gina-teach sa mga students. Like example, ikaw na mismo na teacher is kabalo ka kung unsa ra ang mga hatag nimo mga activities sa imong students or unsa ra kaya sa ilang thinking level. For example, if ikaw nga teacher is inagitudloan nimo is ang mga grade 1. So, ikaw nga teacher is dapat dili ka mo hatag o mga activities nga dili sa ilang kaya sa ilang thinking level. Like example, imo silang gipasolve og advanced algebra which is dili dapat kay dili pa na sila kaya sa ilang thinking level. You should dapat ang imong gina-teach is relevant and also Naka-appropriate lang siya sa ilang thinking level. References. Reference follow the content. It tells where the content or subject matter has been taken. Example, Romo Salvador B. 2013. Horticulture and Exploratory Course, Lorimal Publishing Inc., Quezon City. 4. Teaching and learning methods. These are the activities where the learners derive experiences. It's always good to keep in mind the teaching strategies that students will experience, lectures, laboratory classes, fieldwork, etc., and make them learn. The teaching learning methods should allow cooperation, competition, as well as individualism or independent learning among the students. For example, cooperative learning activities allow students to work together. The students are guided to learn on their own to find solutions to their problems. The role of the teacher is to guide the learners. Democratic process is encouraged, and each one contributed to the success of learning. For example, for this is group activities. They are sharing their own opinions on how to solve the problems and to answer that problems. There are some examples of very simple teaching learning methods with detailed steps that you can start using as you begin teaching. Some behaviorist teaching learning methods. A. Direct instruction Barak Rosenshine model in Ornstein and Hankins 2018. Detailed step. First, state learning objectives outcomes. Begin lesson with a short statement of objects or desired learning outcomes. Second, review. Introduce short review of previous or prerequisite learning. Third, present new materials. Present materials in small sequence manner. Fourth, explain. Give clear and detailed instructions and explanations. Fifth, practice. Provide active practice for all students. 6. Guide. Guide students during initial practice or provide seatwork activities. 7. Check for understanding. Ask several questions, assess students' comprehension. 8. Provide feedback. Provide systematic feedback and corrections. 9. Assess performance. Obtain student success rate of 80% or more during practice season. And last, review and test. Provide for space review and testing.